Hello everyone, Pallytub here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we are going to be playing as Tychus Finley. Man, back in the alpha, this guy was just unstoppable. You could not kill a Tychus. He could destroy your entire team. Not to mention, Odin was like one of the most overpowered ultimates in the game. He has been scaled back since then, and honestly, he hasn't changed much. Since those changes like over a year ago. We're going to give them a go today. We are almost done with this series. We've almost hit the bottom line. It's getting close. I'm getting excited. But Tychus is a fantastic character. Hopefully I can do him some justice today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Tower of Doom. But look at this color coordination. It is fucking top tier. Fucking top tier. At level 1, we are going to go for armor piercing rounds, bonus damage to the main target of our Q ability. Our Q ability is overkill. This is we're going to target an enemy, and then we're going to deal increased damage to that enemy because of our talent that we just picked up. But it's also going to spray damage to other enemies in the area. I'll show you it when we really get to a minion wave. It's going to be pretty easy to understand. Your W ability is Frag Grenade. This is a skill shot that will do impact damage. And pro football player. Yeah, bro. Power forward. That's football, right? It's not football. That's basketball. Anyway, it's going to do impact damage like... Oh, fuck it. Like so. And then it'll knock back enemies in the area. Our E ability is just a very short dash in a direction. And then Tychus's passive is basically his minigun. You start out with a very slow attack speed, but it then ramps up to be the fastest attack speed in the entire game. Once you're able to stick to a target, you can just do a massive amount of single target damage. This is our Q ability here. Yeah, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You're able to do a massive amount of single target damage if you go for auto attack builds. We, of course, have not gone for one of those today. We'll just go in here and auto-attack our Tychus. There's nothing to it but to do it. You know what I'm saying? That was our Q there, and then we dash out. If you do use your E ability, you are going to fully wind up your minigun immediately. So you don't have to deal with that small little wind-up time. You could just go right in and start shooting some bitches. You know what I'm saying? Let's go right in and start shooting some bitches. Tychus in the past, like we're talking in the alpha, we're talking about in the early days of Heroes of the Storm, he was unstoppable. He had by far the highest win rate out of any assassins for a long time. And some of the reasons for that was the fact that he could get effectively a second fucking health bar with the Odin ultimate. That has been removed. That is no longer the case. We can't do that anymore. But we are still going to go for the Odin today. Oh man, my positioning here is questionable. That's the real Nova, though. Let's go ahead and hit her with a grenade. Send her back into us a little bit. Switch over to our Tychus now. We're just going to keep this damage up. Try to keep applying as much pressure to the enemy team as we can. Good stud from the enemy team's Tyrande. I'm just going to try to dip out of here. Can we do anything to this Johada, maybe? Going in with the Q. There's the knockback. And then, oh, the Abathur top hat. I forgot they had an Abathur. That's okay. Looks like we should be able to pick this up. Actually, the enemy team's going to be respawning really, really soon. And I don't... Oh, that snipe out of nowhere, though. That snipe, though. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but Murky died with his bubble around him. It's not supposed to happen. That shouldn't be a thing. Diablo is in there by himself. We don't have a death timer for our Arthas for some reason. But Arthas is dead. He's going to be making his way over here soon. We did upgrade our Q ability for increased range. So that means that we could just apply a little bit more pressure to these guys with it. No matter where they are. Arthas now joining. Guys, I don't know if this is worth all of this effort. I just don't know if this is worth all this effort. We're going to get out of that, come back in on Johanna, switch it over to Tyrande, grenade out. Not enough to kill her, but enough to at least pressure her out of here. Now Diablo is going for that shrine. The enemy team should just give up on this Both teams have spent too much time here, and it looks like we are going to get the first bombardment of the game. Let's just go ahead and clear this wave out really quick, and then we'll make our way up top. There are some counterplay things I could be doing to this Artanis that I haven't been doing so far. For instance, when he goes forward with his Q, I could be hitting him with my W, with my grenade, and that would put him way out of position. I haven't been doing that, but I have noticed it. So, the Odin, level 10. What it does, you get a big suit. Everyone gets confused. Well, some people, not everybody. Some people always get confused why I don't call it a Thor. Because it's not a Thor. It's the upgraded version. It's the Odin. We do jump into a big-ass fucking mech. We get a huge suit of armor. And essentially, we get increased range. And we kind of turn into an artillery barrage-style character. In the past, you had limited mobility in here, though, when they nerfed the double health bar thing, because before, when you jumped into the Odin, you would just get full health again. And when you go for defensive builds with Tychus, like most people tend to do, for instance, you could pop first aid, hop into the Odin, like if you were almost dead, hop into the Odin, get a new health bar. When the Odin gets killed, you're at full health too, because you casted first aid, and it kept too slow, and it kept ticking while you were in there. I mean, there were a lot of just really overpowered things about it. So it has been scaled back quite a bit. Definitely not as good as it used to be. What can I do here? Nothing. I'm just... Hold on. Knockback, maybe? No, I knocked him towards me. All right. All right. Good stun from Tyrande. So that has been changed. When they took away the double health bar, though, there's pretty much no reason to pick Odin because you were a sitting duck, basically. So they did give you a small dash while you're in the Odin. You do maintain your E ability, basically, while you're in the Odin. The other ultimate is the Draken Laser Drill, which is a good ability. It's a good ability. It has its purposes. We may actually use it here today. One of the things I like about the drill is the fact that you can still use all of your talents with it. Bear with me on that, because that sounds a little weird. When you... Oh, still too slow. I think it just has too much of a travel time for me to actually do that. When you get into the Odin, what happens is you gain new skills. Entirely new skills. You are no longer able to first aid coming out, try to keep myself alive. You are no longer able to do your Q ability, for instance. You have a new Q ability. You fucking Abathur Mines. You're able to or you're not able to continue to use your abilities. So, for instance, all of the talents that we're going to be putting our Q or into our queue throughout the course of this game aren't really going to benefit us while we're in the Odin. So the laser has the benefit of not taking you out of your character and allowing you to actually have an impact with the talents that you've picked up. That's one of the main reasons I like the laser. That being said, they're both good ultimates and they both have their place. Historically, I suck dick on Tychus, though. I'm sure you guys can already tell. He's not very high on my win rate of characters. I am trying my best so far. I'm focusing the wrong targets, though. I definitely should have just been on top of Tyrande in that last engagement, and for some reason I was like, no, Artanis, he's a warrior, focus warriors. So let's go ahead and get the Odin. We are going to go for the mech. The Odin has to pretty much be used prior to an encounter starting now, or like at the very beginning of an encounter. Again, you used to have a double health bar, so when you were about to die, you would just hit your ultimate and then you wouldn't. You can't do that anymore. And I remember so many Tychus players not knowing that when the change happened for like a month. And they would constantly just die because they were trying to get into their Odin. So this is bad. I'm just gonna first aid an Odin then, fuck it. Since I can't really get away from this no matter what I do, let's just try to do that. I actually think that worked. Alright, we can continue to provide support as Arthas is running away. Look at that, not bad at all. Not bad at all. I can't sippy cup in here though. What the fuck, really? Really? You have to wait until it ends to drink water? That's weird. Alright, let's go middle. Oh, fucking Abathur Mines. Everywhere, all the time. Motherfucking annoying. Did he go full? He went full mine build. That's going to be a big problem. We do have a Tassadar who could be using Oracle on cooldown over and over again to notify us or to alert us to the position of these mines, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Murky already down at the shrine. He's green and he's brave. Looks like we may just get this. A fantastic force wall. Gonna cut the enemy team in half, but unfortunately, Nova coming in with that great snipe is going to hurt our advances on that. So I guess I just have to focus these guys. I mean, they're positioning so aggressively, I have to. We're gonna just auto-attack Artanis here. Now go in with the Q. There we go. Goaded with the Q. Dealing some good damage. Fantastic. 35 seconds on my sippy cup, though. Looks like we were able to pick that up. I didn't actually see. Here's a grenade. It missed, thank God, because it was a bad one. Okay, and then triple tap coming out. It's the best ultimate in the game. It got a kill. I was trying to move out of the way of that, and Diablo was like, "No, Tychus, this is what I need. Tychus, I need you to soak up this damage, Tychus. She's from the StarCraft universe. You're immune to her tricks, Tychus." I'm not. How are we doing? I don't feel like I'm doing very well at all. I have 4 fucking deaths and 20,000 damage. We have the highest hero damage other than Diablo. Guys, I'm really bad. No, I'm not going to tell them that, because then they'll start to think that I'm bad. Mind games. I'm just not going to say anything. And then maybe they'll just think that I'm not having a good day and I'm not bad. Oh, yeah. Yeah. New meta. We are gonna go for Overkill slows targets at level 13. You may start to see a pattern here. We get Q talents. That's the pattern. We're upping our Q. So our main target that we hit with our Q is gonna become slowed. You can change the main target on this, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, so I'll try to show that here, but it looks like these guys are just gonna die too quick. Come here! Come here, Tennis, walk into me. So we are slowing him here. Of course, Tyrande can just stun me. That was a pretty good heal. Pretty good heal. Brought him back up to a pretty healthy state. We are getting in place for these shrines right now. Johanna coming in for the enemy team. Gonna catch me, gonna interrupt me. I'm gonna have to cast first aid already. And I just got deleted. I have 2 fat-ass warriors with me right here that can make a lot of space for me if they decide to do so. But it just seems like we're having a little bit of miscommunication as far as what my needs are and what their services are. You know what I'm saying? I really need our warriors to peel for me. I'm too bad. I'm too bad at living through things by myself. And really, that's a problem for Tychus in general. That's not just me being bad. Like, Tychus, if he can't kill the targets that is attached to him, then he just dies. I'm gonna grenade, and then I'm gonna get in the Odin and just bombard these guys. Hit him with the artillery. Right click on him. Deal that increased right click damage. Oh yeah, how's it feel? And now we have to disengage. Diablo, don't body block me. Thank you. Thank you, Diablo. We can actually use first aid while we're in here. I didn't realize that, so we'll go ahead and do that. How are we doing? Are we okay? They're going to get this turn in unless I interrupt it at the last possible second like a boss. All right, the Odin's down. We're going to go in with our Q ability on Johanna, try to stop her from moving around too much. Okay, all right. This is not going well. I thought it was. It's just not. Okay, so we did 2 rounds of deaths for our team, and we all ended up dying there. Good. Good. I'm just going to go bottom, everybody. I'm just going to get the fuck out of here, basically, is what I'm telling you. So the enemy team got both shrines there. They have a 2... Fucking mines! They have a 2-level lead. Okay. All right. I wish I was a better Tychus. I wish I was a better Tychus. Okay, boo. Okay, so our Tassadar wants us to wait for wants us to wait for him. We could do that. I'm gonna have to go back though. These mines are kicking my ass. Jeez, I do seem to recall a very long string of games where I just did not win on Tychus. I tried showing him off several times in my early coverage of Heroes of the Storm on this channel, and I seem to remember I always lost. God, these fucking mines! I always lost on Tychus. I've hit every mine now. I just give... There we go. There's the Oracle. That's what we needed. So, I mean, some things never change. I'm not a good Murky player. I'm not a good Tychus player. One of the frustrating things about Johanna is the fact that she can... Look, I just died. They don't even have, like, that hard of an engage. It's just Johanna, like, coming in with really good crowd control. She even missed her ultimate there. Oh, God. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, one of the things I've always struggled with is positioning on Tychus, because you're really incentivized to go after people. I can't peel 2 Joes. Yeah, that's rough. All these Abathur mines, too. This is a hard team. This is a hard team to go against. But yeah, even when he was super crazy strong with his double health bars and everything, I never really quite understood what I was doing wrong with the character. I'm sure it's readily apparent to every single one of you because commenters are always extremely vocal. But it's kind of like Kael'thas, where like I know how to play Kael'thas. I get the concept of Kael'thas. I just can't seem to play Kael'thas. Whereas Tychus, I have even less experience. Well, that's not true. I did have him leveled up quite a bit in the alpha. I don't know. I just don't get him. I just don't understand him. He's really, really good when warriors can create a lot of space for you. So Diablo, in theory, should be just fantastic with us. But the enemy Johanna and the enemy Artanis are actually playing really, really well. Gonna go ahead and cast the Odin here. Just barrage some damage onto these guys from long range. Murky deciding to go in on the enemy team's Tyrande. I'm not... Oh, that Limptic, though. I'm not really sure why he did that. But whatever. We'll just sit here and continue to auto-attack, because that's what we should do. We did go for Stone Skin at level 16, which is going to... Oh, God. Which is going to give us a pretty hefty shield. Triple tap coming out. It's the best ultimate in the game. As you can clearly see, it got a kill. We're just getting wrecked, boys! We're just getting wrecked! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She has the cooldown reduction. Oh, God. She took the cooldown reduction. She took the on-hit kill on triple tap at level 20 versus a Murky and a Tassadar. And we're going to lose to that, and it makes me so sad. God, I'm 0, 7, and 8. Oh, no. You know what? Tyrande's dumb. I think Tyrande just killed his egg. Oh no, they're gonna get the bottom shrine. We can't even contest it. Should probably octo grab the Nova. How? Well, you hit her with your Q, and that reveals her. And then you hit your R ability, which is the octo grab. That'll allow you to use the octo grab on a target. Alright, they're fighting down bottom. I'm not playing that video game. I'm playing Let's Die to Abathur video game up here. He does have his symbiote thing push it in. I was just trying to save this building, but I guess we're just team fighting down bottom. Look at these, look at this fucking mind damage going on, man. Look at this mind damage going on. Well, I saved top for momentarily. Middle's getting hit pretty hard. Guys, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the Hope team. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself. Let's get safe. Let's get into the Odin. Here we go. Shooting out bombardments and stuff. Yeah, buddy. We'll just right-click on this Johanna. Apparently Nova's on the other... That's why you don't go for that ability versus a Murky. He just uses bubble every time. He just uses bubble every time. If you cast it on Tassadar, do you know what Tassadar does? He does a dimensional shift. And he gets out of it every time. Let's try to make some space with the fucking... Oh my god. They're everywhere and it's terrifying and I'm trying to deal AoE damage to them, but I'm not. Oh, we're gonna kill Johanna! Of course not, because she's fucking Johanna. I really thought we had that, and then I just walked into the limp dick for the enemy team's Artanis, just barely missing my face. Oh, I don't want a dick in my face. I don't. I'm trying so hard, though. Oh, no. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm just a terrible Tychus. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just a terrible Tychus. Oh, I'm doing so bad. Okay, let's come in here. Let's hit the building. Let's hit the building. One thing that you should be aware of if you do decide to play Tychus after this video is that you can cast your grenade or you can cast your grenade while your Q is channeling. So you can do all these cool things that we're doing with our overdrive. And then if you're really good at Tychus, like me, you can like keep someone in your range with the grenade because it doesn't actually interrupt your channeling. So that's important to know. Looks like this is just going to be the end of the game, though. Oh, let's use our new ultimate. Apparently we fire off nukes now. What, is it this one? Oh yeah, look at that! And it has the Zerg symbol because we have the infested skin. That's so cool! Oh my god, we killed Nova. Oh yeah. Well, that's Tychus. I've never been good with him ever, and I hope you weren't expecting anything else. He is, though, a pretty good character, I think. Now, his win rate right now is not too encouraging. His overall win rate, according to HoTs logs, which, you know, isn't entirely accurate. If you don't know how HoTs logs works, they take data from just normal games from the community. So as you go and play, if you have the HoTs logs uploader or whatever, it'll just upload your replays. And then it gets the statistical data from those replay files. With all of the community that participates on HoTs logs, they usually have pretty accurate representations of the state of a character. And Tychus is sitting around a 45% win rate overall. Now, obviously, people who are better at the character will have, you know, they'll probably do a little bit better than I just did. They'll probably have a slightly higher than 45% win rate. But in general, I think he does need a little bit more tuning. Because Jim Raynor all of a sudden, you know, skyrocketed to success. What is Jim Raynor at right now? Jim Raynor at a 55.8% win rate. So to me, that says that there's a very clear winner. And of course, Jim Raynor's playstyle has always just made a little bit more sense to me. Right-click on a target until it's dead. There's no confusion there. You do one thing and you right-click on that target until it's dead. But I don't want that to discourage you. He is definitely powerful under the right circumstances and a playstyle that I know some people really, really enjoy. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Up next is going to be Tyriel. I forgot Tyriel was in this game, everybody. No, I didn't.